My name is Jackson Young, and I'll be conducting your interview today.
Nice to meet you, Jackson.
Could you please state your name, your major, and your year?
My name is Sam Thatcher. I'm a junior at Purdue University, and I'm studying construction management.
All right, very good. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, if you were to reflect on your most recent internship experiences, what could you tell me about it on just a quick reflection, if you were to think about it? And what sector of the construction industry did you work in?
So my most recent internship was this past summer. I worked in the commercial industry for a general contractor out of Indianapolis. They had a concrete division, so the way they do it is the first year interns they have working in the field in the concrete division, and the second year they do more project management stuff. So I was a first year this year. I was out in the field as a laborer, just working, doing concrete stuff, which included laying concrete, finishing concrete, checking grade on concrete, whatever, anything that had to do with concrete pretty much. And then I was also with a surveyor for a couple weeks, learning all about surveying, setting building points, just that sort of thing.
Now, what did you like best about your internship experience out of all those experiences?
Um, I liked the fact that I was really hands-on. I got a hands-on experience this during the internship. Everything and every part of the process, I was there. I was doing it. They really put me right in the middle, and I got to learn a lot from that. And I really learned a lot about just the procedures of just everything concrete. I learned a lot of layout stuff. Just really the learning aspect is what helped me the most and what I liked the most about it.
Now, what did you like least about your internship experiences?
Least, I can't say that there was a lot that I didn't like about it because it was great. But if I had to pick something, it would probably be just it kind of sometimes it felt like they put me doing busy work. And as an intern, I feel that I'm there to learn and carry that on into my profession. And then, sometimes they'd run out of stuff to do, of course, and they'd send me off to do some busy work that doesn't really take a college education necessarily to know how to do. But that wasn't too often, and I felt that was probably the thing that I didn't like about it. But I did enjoy most of it.
Okay, now, out of all your learning experiences you probably experienced this past summer during your internship, what do you think was your greatest learning moment that sticks out the most to you, that comes to your head when I ask you this question right now? What would that be?
I would say the greatest moment that I learned, it wasn't necessarily a moment, it was more of a process of getting to know, I'm going in and understanding that I'm lowest of the low, and understanding that how important these laborers are that are out in the field every day. They're working every day of the week in the hot sun, and it really gave me a greater appreciation for them, learning that they are one of the most important parts of that company and one of the most important parts of the process. The guys that are out there getting the job done. So that was definitely a huge thing for me to learn, and I'm very appreciative of it.
Now, I know that in concrete, there's definitely a lot of key things that are very important. I bet you learned a lot, but what did you learn, or how did you apply communication on the job site?
Communication was definitely a huge part of what I did this summer. Me being on the field doing jobs, I didn't want to mess anything up. So communicating directly with my supervisors, going to them if I had a question or if I thought, something should have been done differently, or if I wanted to learn something like, say, how do you do this? How do you do that? That was definitely a huge part. And then just communicating with them about my work hours. Obviously concrete the weather's got to be right. So if, it's 5 a.m., you're waking up, you're getting ready to go to work, text them and saying, if it's going to rain, saying, hey, we going to work today. Hey, is there stuff to do today? It was definitely a huge part of it, and gave me it gave me a greater understanding of how important communication was.
Now, same question, but a little different. What did you learn, or how did you apply leadership and management on the job site?
Leadership was definitely a big part of it too. Just, being able, starting off, I was kind of timid, and I would do as I was told, which obviously I did throughout the whole internship. But as you get a little more comfortable, you kind of take the reins on things and become your own leader. And I found myself, just doing little tasks here and there that I knew needed to be done, but I didn't need to be asked to do it from my superintendent, for instance. And just, that kind of like little leadership was important to me in my internship. Management wise, I was kind of just more, not really managing anybody else, but managing my time was something that I learned about and was important. Managing, getting a good night's sleep, just being diligent in how I manage my time, getting to work on time, doing the things I was told. Those were all very important to me. So really it was more managing myself rather than others.
Now, what did you learn about, or how did you apply ethics on the job site?
I applied ethics through the way that I, talked to others. I knew that I was working with laborers who were going to be there, and I was going to be their boss in a couple years, but that didn't matter. Just treating others with respect was definitely important to me, because I would obviously want to be treated the same way. And another thing with ethics was just keeping the job site orderly and clean, and then obviously it helps the earth to pick up trash and keep things clean. That was a huge ethics thing for me. And then a third thing was just talking to civilians going past who had questions, or who, just being polite to them and treating them how I would want to be treated.
Now, what did you learn about, or how did you apply teamwork on the job site?
Teamwork was probably one of the biggest things that I was able to apply and learn about more on the job site. So obviously, you're lifting heavy things, for instance, you're operating machinery that requires more than one person. Teamwork and communication, they all go hand in hand, and they were definitely very important in the role that I played. Teamwork was also with my higher ups, with the superintendents, with the project managers, project execs, speaking to them, working together as a team to get the job done and get it done right, was definitely a huge part of my internship.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I've asked all the questions that I want to ask. We'll keep in touch.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Appreciate it. Nice to meet you.